Now, when we speak to organizations like this, and we work with a lot of them, and we talk at length about the challenges that they face, these are the kind of themes that we tend to hear in terms of difficulty in no particular order. The order varies by organization, but certainly one of them is the challenge of building expertise. So web data extraction tends to be done by quite specialist teams within larger technology functions. Very often when we're speaking to our partners, even larger ones, web data extraction might be done by 5, 6 developers, sometimes smaller. And these organizations often find it tough with these small groups to provide the learning ladder that a larger technical team would have of principal developers and senior developers, where juniors can come in and can learn from them. Without that critical mass, it can be harder to build up that mass of expertise. And as a result, have confidence of having best practice, that nagging feeling of not knowing what we don't know. A second theme is around the challenge of bounds. So we often hear about this as a headache, as something that has to be done, but that it doesn't feel like value-adding activity. It's just a necessary activity, that it's something that developers often don't enjoy, that they feel it gets in the way of their real purpose in the team to create value out of data, something we sometimes hear, and this being an ongoing headache. The third is really around scaling, and particularly in reference to spider maintenance. So we often hear examples of businesses saying, we have 200 spiders at the moment. Our commercial goals see us wanting to add another 200 in the next quarter. But currently 70–80% of our bandwidth is taken up maintaining the ones that we already have. And so it's very difficult for us to achieve that level of growth. It's very hard for us to try things out and be nimble. And the fourth is around compliance, that the regulatory environment around web data extraction is not very black and white, it's subtle. And this makes it quite difficult for many of our partners and the businesses that we speak to have confidence around getting the balance right of not being too aggressive, but also not being too conservative. And we hear these in different orders, and we sometimes hear other themes like attracting and retaining talent, but these are probably the big four that we tend to hear. And I think what's certainly a theme of these is software alone. And we're a software company, but we recognize that software alone cannot solve all of these problems.